This is an interview of Casey Luskin of the Discovery Institute on Fox News. In it, Casey butchers science, reality, and just flat-out lies through his teeth to support his primitive views. Now, please note that this is the same clown who felt himself qualified enough to critique a peer-reviewed publication about the evolution of the tetrapod arm without even knowing the names of the major bones of the arm.
Welcome back. When a Texas Board of Education approved objections to evolution in textbooks, the fight over how to teach the subject, evolution, should have been over. But some textbooks are still getting it wrong, raising the question, should the board be stripped of its power to choose textbooks? Joining us right now from the Discovery Institute, an organization that has been heavily involved in the Texas case, is Casey Luskin. Good morning to you, Casey.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Now, your problem, and the whole thing, creationism versus Darwinism, is white hot these days. Your main problem with science books is that they take a one-sided look at evolution, right?
That's exactly right. Unfortunately, the vast majority of biology textbooks today really censor from students any of the science that challenges Darwin.
No, Luskin, the science doesn't challenge Darwin. You simply don't understand science and don't understand how factually inept your arguments are. For example, let's take a flat earther who stands up and says, yeah, well, if the earth is really round, then why don't all the Asian people fall off of the bottom? That's exactly what Luskin is doing. He's not understanding the arguments and therefore views the concept around earth, evolution, as being false because he thinks that he has this big hole. But again, his knowledge is so limited that he doesn't understand that those quote-unquote holes don't really exist.
This is not about teaching creationism. This is simply about allowing students to hear about some of the evidence that challenges evolution as well as the evidence that supports it.
Right, exactly. Now, and you told me during the break about 100% of the mainstream books get it wrong regarding evolution. And for instance, Haeckel's embryos, how do they get that wrong, all the books?
Well, there are biology textbooks in use today that use these drawings of vertebrate embryos, things like chickens and cows and humans. And biologists have known that these drawings were fraudulent for over 100 years. But what these drawings do is they obscure the differences between the early stages of embryos in order to make it look like all these different vertebrate groups share